keep it safe. Spinning room, lost my mind. Keep it up, killing time. Don't wait up, it'll be okay. Though it's coming at me like a tidal wave. Pick it up as if you found peace of mind in shattered sound. Extra days to sit around, wonder why you can't be found. Don't wait up, it'll be okay. Left alone to face the day. Don't wait up, it'll be okay. Though it's coming at me like a tidal wave. Heaven stops by my side. Hurry up, leave it behind. Fickle love, I'll call you out if we don't change it now. Holiday is on my mind. You still take me by surprise. Truth that breaks by the night. If we don't change, we're stuck in time. It's heavy now, we don't change. Come back down, keep it safe. Spinning room, lost my mind. Keep it up, killing time. Don't wait up, it'll be okay. Though it's coming at me like a tidal wave. Pick it up as if you found peace of mind in shattered sound. Extra days to sit around, wonder why you can't be found. Don't wait up, it'll be okay. Left alone to face the day. Don't wait up, it'll be okay. Though it's coming at me like a tidal wave. Heaven stops by my side. Hurry up, leave it behind. Fickle love, I'll call you out if we don't change it now. heavy now, we don't change. Come back down, keep it safe. Spinning room, lost my mind. Keep it up, killing time. Don't wait up, it'll be okay. Oh, it's coming at me like a tidal wave. Pick it up. It's heavy now, we don't change. Come back down, keep it safe. Spinning room, lost my mind. Keep it up, killing time. Don't wait up, it'll be okay. Oh, it's coming at me like a tidal wave. Pick it up as if you found peace of mind in shattered sound. Extra days to sit around, wonder why you can't be found. Don't wait up, it'll be okay. Left alone to face the day. Don't wait up, it'll be okay. Though it's coming at me like a tidal wave. Heaven stops by my side. Hurry up, leave it behind. Fickle love, I'll call you out if we don't change it now. Holiday is on my mind. Used to take me by surprise. Truth that breaks by the night. If we don't change, we're stuck in time. Heavy now, we don't change. Come back down, keep it safe. spinning room, lost my mind. Keep it up, killing time. Don't wait up, it'll be okay. Though it's coming at me like a tidal wave. Pick it up as if you found peace of mind in shattered sound. Extra days to sit around, wonder why you can't be found. Don't wait up, it'll be okay. Left alone to face the day. Don't wait up, it'll be okay. Though it's coming at me like a tidal wave. Heaven stops by my side. Hurry up, leave it behind. Fickle love, I'll call you out if we don't change it now. Holiday is on my mind. You still take me by surprise. Truth that breaks by the night. If we don't change, we're stuck in time. It's heavy now, we don't change. Come back down, keep it safe. Spinning room, lost my mind. Keep it up, killing time. Don't
Now they can. Can you guys hear me? Because I couldn't hear myself. No volume, can't hear still. Now they can. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. What's up, family? What is going on?
So you got some interesting stuff to go over today. Some things I've touched on before, some things I'm going to rehash with you guys to kind of get a better perspective on some of the things that's going on right now and as it relates to us and our spirituality, etc., etc. So, if you didn't know by now, guys, it is my birthday. Yes, April 16th is my birthday. I am an Aries. Yes, I am. Okay. If anyone wants to donate a birthday gift, that is much appreciated. The Cash App is on the screen at Most Wanted. Also, we are doing the 50% off, half off on. We are doing that, so you do still have time to take advantage of that. If you have not cleaned up your system for 2024, definitely a good thing, especially considering the stuff that they are doing to us, which we will definitely take a look at that. Thank you, Cosmic Love. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Amy, Kay, thank you. I appreciate it. Special thanks to Cosmic Love. I really appreciate that from you. Much appreciated. She be all in my inbox, right? Cosmic Love. I'm like seeing that name all the time. Yeah. Anyway, enough said. Y'all can hear me? You got me? Good. So, I don't know, guys. We're gonna touch on some things. I'm gonna shoot straight from the hip today. We might touch some touchy topics. Everybody's not gonna like what I have to say. I get it. Everybody's not gonna want to hear what they about to hear. But I think that it's essential. I think it's essential, man, that everybody kind of hears this, because this is some of the stuff I've talked about and it hasn't been able to be put on YouTube. So we're going to do the live and we're going to get it up, and then I might take this video down. I don't know if I can keep it up. Essentially, it's a lot. Happy solar return net. Still can't detox. Would love to still breastfeeding. Okay, I hear that. Well, descendant of Pacat. Yeah, when you get through breastfeeding, clean your system. I personally would have liked my system clean before I started feeding my child, just knowing the stuff that they put in. Hopefully they didn't hit you with too many of them toxic needles and things on the way in. Even that epidural needle, I've heard bad things about that, but hopefully your baby's in good health and you're doing the right things to make sure you maintain that. Don't let them stick them with nothing. First and foremost, don't let them stick them, because we're gonna talk about that. This gonna go into kind of what we're talking about today in the video, so it'll put some things in perspective for people that don't know, because I know it's people that don't know and then it's people that do know, but it's like some stuff, it's some keys that's missing. If you notice it, the title of this video was The Gates of Hell. Significant. The Gates of Hell. We're going to get into that real quick. Just letting a couple more people pile in, man, before we touch the topic. I'm going to show y'all a couple of little videos, some videos I showed you before, and some stuff that we really haven't touched on. But I'll show you it'll make sense by the time we done. So let me turn. No needles. Oh, man, yeah, man. All of that stuff is part of the whole control mechanism that they put in place. So what up, okay. Joey Deegan. Thanks for the birthday wishes, people. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes. So, anywho, if y'all know, I did the video just recently, the solar psyop. I said solar eclipse or solar psyop. So we talked about that, and I told y'all I've heard something about. I have to look more into it, but there's some speculation on whether that was a real solar eclipse or was it a staged one. Okay, it goes back in the Project Bluebeam, some of the stuff they were talking about doing. Donald Marshall, how he was supposed to be a part of the second coming. which is something we're gonna talk about too, because I hinged on this stuff on the last video. We talked about the solar eclipse being potentially staged, okay, and then there's the solar eclipse that's supposedly supposed to take place in May. Now, I don't know. I'm gonna dig into it before we start really pushing that theory. But I told y'all when I watched the solar eclipse, it just didn't move right. I didn't like how it looked. But also how they were wanting to get everybody outside. And the way they push things, we got to be conscious or cognizant of how they push things with their agendas. So I told you, if you were running a population of people, what would be the best way to get everybody to absorb any type of medication or any type of drug that you wanted them to have in their system? Obviously, you would want them all to get outside at the same time, and you could probably dose most of them that you could. Which the best way would be an aerial salt or aerosol spray of some sorts, which they already do to some degree when they got the chems out. But it's quite possible that they could have had some more sinister orchestrated for this solar eclipse, which I'm afraid that very well may have been the case. So either way, we're gonna start looking at, because we know that I showed you pieces where they were talking about spraying the animals from the sky. Y'all know we the animals, right? They were talking about spraying the animals from the sky, but they also was talking about potentially spraying the walk on people from the sky. They were talking about that being a possibility of how they were gonna do things. So they tell you this stuff, man, because they go about it's like their way of avoiding universal karma. They feel like if they tell you something that they're gonna do, then they don't have to get no karma behind it because they told you, right? Kind of like they do with the movies, the predictive programming, which I showed y'all the predictive programming with the avian. What was that movie? Fatal Contact. I can't remember what the name of the movie was. Matter of fact, hold up. No, I didn't save it in here. Hold up, I think I can go grab it real quick though, because that was Contagion. That was a movie clip. Hold up, guys. Let me grab it real quick. There it is. So we just kind of brushing over some of the stuff that we went over last time, just to remind you guys of where we at and the significance. So this was the movie. Let me put that up real quick. Create the graphic. There we go. So this was the movie, man, that I was telling y'all about from before. Now, the significance with that, I told you they got a Governor Newsom in there. He was the governor when the avian flu hit in this movie, and he imposed a lot of draconian measures, hence draconian. Then you got 2018, the real Governor Newsom becomes the governor of California, and he incorporates these same draconian measures, right? And it's the same time now we got this avian flu that's supposed to hit, and there's the one that kind of the WHOs have been promoting as the next big pandemic potentially. So oddly enough, I think there's some significance there that we have to look at. But that's not really what I wanted to really get at for us today. I just want to remind y'all where we was at last time. We were talking about Donald Marshall. Donald Marshall was talking about them planning these worldly events, which they do. They meet up in the cloning centers and they plan this stuff. All these leaders of these G14 countries and everything else. They do The Simpsons. They do all these cartoons, these shows, the Avatars. The Avatar. You think about the Avatar and the movie and how that's depicts things from a spiritual aspect. You understand that they have a better understanding of that world. So with that, they'll put some stuff in the movie that you might not pay attention to, but it does mean something on the spiritual level. So another thing, Donald Marshall was talking about how they were planning to use him as the second coming of Christ, right? So what I'll be pointing out to y'all is that they are planning things in advance. They already have their pieces in place. They have the different catastrophic events that they gonna have play out that you might not think nothing of. You like, oh, it's prophecy, biblical, whatever, and they down there planning and cooking this stuff up right there in them damn cloning labs. So whether you believe like whether you think that it's going to be a second coming of the actual Jesus Christ or not, or whether you don't, regardless of that, they are planning that. And that's what I want to point out to y'all. They've been planning that. But as long as they have you focused on the fact that it's supposed to come on a physical level, then you won't see it in any other way. So if Jesus Christ is coming back on a spiritual level, think about it. You're not looking for that, right? You looking for a physical man to appear. So if the spiritual presence of Christ came back, you would not notice. You would not notice because you're looking for a man, right? This is the same thing, man. Ties in with how they came with the walk, right? Like people speculated on whether it was the mark of the beast. Some of y'all think it wasn't. Some of y'all think it was. Some people have not looked at the whole picture to kind of see how it lines up. That's why I pointed out in the last video how they had the FEMA coffins. They had the FEMA coffins ready. All right. Now, with the FEMA coffins, y'all know, man, I wish I could find it again, man. I had a video before where I showed the documentation where Obama actually ordered the guillotines, right? So you're like, well, why was Obama ordering guillotines? Well, in the Bible, what did it say if you didn't take the mark of the beast? Can somebody quote that on the chat? What did they say in the Bible if you didn't take the mark? Right? You didn't take the mark. Thanks, J Pass. So if you didn't take the mark of the beast in the Bible, then you were to have your head chopped off. It was like you was to either take the mark or have your head chopped off. You couldn't do what in the Bible? You couldn't buy or sell goods, right? You couldn't buy or sell goods. But in some places, some people were actually subjected to this during the pandemic. They couldn't buy or sell goods. Now, I wonder, was that more of a thing where it came down to frequency and what frequency some people were at? Because some people experienced this, some people didn't. Okay, some people experienced a higher level or more strict approach far as the different draconian measures that was put in place, right? Like, so I had a friend, man, and yeah, this goes back from to the biblical aspect of the Bible where people talk about the mark of the beast. I had a buddy, he's a full-fledged Christian, man. I mean, you know, and no disrespect to him, but he was so entrenched in his religious beliefs that he could not see the tricks of the enemy, and he did not recognize what was going on as part of a biblical picture that was painted long ago. So, for instance, when people start taking a walk and stuff, he's like, well, this is not the mark of the beast because you got to have a mark on your forehead. They said it's going to be a mark on your forehead and it's going to be trials and tribulations and whatnot. Well, we did face trials and tribulations, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. People were persecuted. People were devalued. People were put into categories where they were treated differently. Okay, those people that did not want to take the mark. Well, what is the mark, Net? Well, I mean, if you look at what it was labeled what? The Lucifer race, right? This is what they wanted to put in people. But because it does not say 666, which is what they claim to be the mark of the beast, which that's a whole nother conversation. But 666 was supposed to be the mark of the beast, but also it's supposed to be written on the forehead. So if it's not written on the forehead, then it's not considered the mark. But what do we know from the luciferase? And I might play, you know what? I don't know if I can get away with it, guys. I would. I've played that in a video specifically, that whole luciferase stuff. I played that in a video and it got shut down like real quick. Probably 2 or 3 times. So I'm not gonna put it up. But it was basically like the quantum dot that they was putting on. They was using some kind of it was some type of technology that they were placing on the skin. This would shoot this luciferase right through your skin. It was like a patch of some sorts. But it's also what people are able to find. Like if you go up under those, remember those purple lights, man? The purple lights they put up. Let me see if I can play that for y'all real quick. I might be able to at least play that and get away with it. Let me see real quick. Because I don't know. I think that had a piece of it in there too. Purple street lights. It's dangerous. Okay. I don't know how much of this we can play. Yeah, we can play this though. I think we can play this. Hold up. Okay. I might play this but mute it. That way y'all can see it. But I'm gonna play at least one so y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's go real quick. We trying not to get in trouble, y'all. Trying not to get in trouble. Take that down real quick. I'll take this. Hold up, guys. Hold up. Take my birthday banner down for a second. All right. So let's play this video. Presentation mode. Screen share. Screen 2. Yep. So okay. Yeah, I'll play it louder. All right.
I've always followed those passions, and it's led me to a life that I truly love living every day.
With what he found, I have one. They have noticed this over the past couple of weeks. I have one. They have noticed this over the past couple of weeks. Neighborhood street lights getting lit up in purple. Street lights that don't seem to match up with the other lights. 8 on your sides. Marco Villarreal went looking for answers for us and is live in Seminole Heights with what he found. I have one on my street. Marco, what's it about?
So many people have one on their streets. You'll notice them really easily when it gets dark. You'll have a purple light there right next to another street light that is the normal regular color. Now, all of these are LED lights. They are meant to be energy efficient and last longer. But guess what? You're not the only one noticing that some of these lights out here are purple. So is Tampa Electric.
Some of those lights, a few versions that were manufactured in 2019 are having some issues where the light might appear purple.
Now, Tico says the issue is with one of the filters in the lights. They come with 3, red, blue, and yellow, the primary colors. The yellow filters are going out, making the blue and red mix and create purple. When Tico first started hearing about this, they were asked if the purple lights meant something or was it a sign for something. Some thought it was some sort of discreet sign for law enforcement, the government, or aliens.
No conspiracy theory behind the light.
No conspiracy, exactly. No conspiracy.
Although we can tell our kid, can we still tell our kid something that will help us along? Like that light turns purple if you haven't been eating all your vegetables, right?
I support that, yes.
All right, so for those who want to get these light bulbs changed, and Tampa Electric is one of those, they're trying to change all the bulbs, they're asking that you report on their website where these lights are at. You do it the same as you would if you're reporting a light that has gone out on your street. So you go out, you fill out the form, but they say you gotta pay attention. There are 10-digit numbers on all of the light poles. They ask that you take notice of what those are, add it to the form as well as the nearest intersection, and within 5 days, Tico will come out and replace those purple lights with the correct light. So there's the information you need. We'll have this up on WFLA.com as well as the link that'll take you exactly to this form in just a little bit. Reporting live in Seminole Heights. Back to you, Avery.
Well, I'm just so glad, Marco, that you figured out.
Okay, so y'all saw that one. Now, I'm about to play this other one. It might be a little dicey, so we'll see how much we can get away with. But I think, let me see.
New video of the Luciferase in action, spreading in real time up a victim's arms, is shocking the internet.
Here we go.
New video of the Luciferase in action, spreading in real time up a victim's arms, is shocking the internet. In combination of these purple lamps, these purple lights that are everywhere, zapping people. People are concerned. What's going on? Is this some kind of accelerant adding fuel to the fire of the epidemic of sudden and mysterious deaths that are killing people in these major cities? It's like a giant concentration camp, and people are dropping dead, dying of mysterious causes, heart attacks, strokes. The insurance companies are freaking out. They've never seen rates like this. And these purple lights might be part of the equation. At first, the television sold us this as some kind of defect, but now we see the buses running these purple lamps, and we know these buses are gassing people. Anyone that's been in the back of the bus has smelled the diesel. They're gassing you.
All right, guys. So I cannot play that whole video, unfortunately. All right, so I'm not gonna play the whole video because it's gonna tinker along the lines of censorship that we don't want to take part in right now, because we're just getting back up on one of our YouTube channels, and I'm not trying to get banned right now. So I just wanted to point that out. If you look at the beginning of it, he was showing the veins of somebody. Okay, now we start talking about the luciferase that was introduced into people's veins, right? And how the purple lights, think about it. Everything is it has been synced up at the same time. Like, there's no coincidence. Like, the antennas went out at the same time that they put out the receivers for those antennas. Okay, and a lot of you got them through the either the mask or the pop quiz. Okay, it's not a coincidence, but they also put up these lights that read that luciferase that's in people's system. Okay, so you start putting those things together, like, you understand that it's all part of this big plan. And we start looking at the part that Donald Marshall was telling y'all, as far as the supposed to be him coming back as like this second coming of Christ. Right now, I'm gonna play this other video because somebody just mentioned it in here, and this is something that we were going to be talking about. That COVID, okay, spelled backwards, you get DETOX, okay, which in Hebrew means to be demon possessed. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. So, and then we have to look at who's behind this. We got to look at who's behind this stuff, man. That's what I'll be trying to tell y'all, who's behind it. Let me pull up dang, I hope I didn't take it down. Hold up, guys. Hold up. Bear with me. I know I didn't take it down. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So let's take a look at this, and I'm gonna widen up my screen for you. All right. Okay. You see that? You guys see it? Hope my picture's not in the way. Like, I know some of y'all like, well, what does this mean, Net? What does this mean? Okay, we're gonna get to that. Y'all just check it out. So, like I told y'all, people were expecting a mark on their forehead. That's what people are expecting. And these are people that's going to follow the Bible to a T. They're going to script it to a T on what they expect to see. So if you're looking for that, then you won't see them come through the back door. Like people being undercut and they being snuck basically because they're not knowing what to look for, because they're being sucked in by the things that are being listed in the Bible as it's supposed to happen a certain kind of way. So you're looking for it only in that way. And that's why it's a lot of room for deception. The misinterpretation is real. Okay. So we look at that. All right. Now we understand that there's this Lucifer race that they put in people. We also understand they put those dang lights up so they can identify folks. So you basically being read. Technology has advanced over time. Okay, so you don't need to have a mark on your forehead to be identified. They've been trying to do all kind of different things. Think about how they was reading people's temperatures during the time that we had the pandemic. They was using something to basically check your forehead, right, for your temperature. This is something that they were doing. So it's kind of tied into what's going on at the same time. It's still dealing with the forehead. You're still talking about Obama. Remember, do I have that picture? I think I might have that video. Let me play this video for y'all though, because I think this might be important too. Let me find it. I hope I can, man. I hope I can, because I think this is a key piece. Real quick. I don't want to do that one. Hold up, guys. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I hope I can find that video. What was that called when they damn. I ain't gonna be able to find it on her. Let me check one more spot, guys. Oh, I know where I can find it. I might not find the video, but I might find. Yeah, here you go. Check it out, though. I'm about to play this for y'all. We're going to put some things in perspective real quick here. Y'all going to see what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. Let me do this volume up. It's low.
First, we came close to missing out on a Bill and Melinda Gates incredible partnership because apparently Bill's opening line was, "Do you want to go out 2 weeks from this coming Saturday?" It's good with computers, but fortunately, Melinda believes in second chances, and the world is better for it. For 2 decades, the Gates Foundation has worked to provide life-saving medical care to millions, boosting clean water supplies, improving education for our children, rallying aggressive international action on climate change, cutting childhood mortality in half. The list could go on. These two have donated more money to charitable causes than anyone ever. Many years ago, Melinda's mom told her an old saying, "To know that even one life has breathed easier because you lived, that is success." By this and just about any other measure, few in human history have been more successful than these two impatient optimists.
William H. Gates III and Melinda French Gates. Few people have had the profound global impact of Bill and Melinda Gates. Through their work at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, they've demonstrated how the most capable and fortunate among us have a responsibility to use their talents and resources to tackle the world's greatest challenges. From helping women and girls lift themselves and their families out of poverty to empowering young minds across America, they have transformed countless lives with their generosity and innovation. Bill and Melinda Gates continue to inspire us with their impatient optimism that together we can remake the world as it should be.
So I wanted to show y'all that. I wanted to show y'all that because it's a significance. Let me get this down. Okay. So I wanted to show y'all that because it's significance. Okay. You see Obama, like the stuff I put a lot of stuff together in the last 2 weeks. Okay. We talked about the FEMA coffins. All right. We talked about the CDC. We talked about the connection there. We talked about Timothy Jarrell Cunningham. And how, remember, Timothy was telling people that they were injecting people with the flu. Remember? But remember, the flu disappeared during the time that COVID came in, right? So y'all see, I just told y'all how Hillary was supposed to be the president. Trump wasn't supposed to be the president. I told y'all that. And y'all also see that Obama, like I said, he had ordered those guillotines. Okay, we talk about this Lucifer race that was put out. We also know who's behind that, who was making that quantum dot, right? I did a video on that. That was Gates, right? Is it a coincidence that Obama is awarding him with this medal, and he was behind creating this walk? Okay, now what's really eerie about that is that Gates was one of the main manufacturers. He had Moderna, okay? And we understand what that's been linked to, what's been happening to some folks. We're gonna show some clips. We're gonna show some clips of that, but I told you how Timothy Jarrell Cunningham was trying to warn people what they were doing. Now, let's check out this video, or let me see if it's a video. It might be, but we know that Gates was also trying to make it mandatory in 2018. 2018, he was trying to make it mandatory that everybody have to take the FLU. Okay? He was trying to make it mandatory in 2018. This was the same time. Remember, I played that piece where the guy was like, if we see a big flu outbreak in 2018, then we know that they're telling the truth about the DEPOP program that they was trying to run. Y'all remember that? Oh man, it's the dude named like William Spencer. I can't play the video on here. Y'all know I can't because we'll get in trouble. But I might could play a piece of it. Let me see, man. I might play a piece of it for y'all. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Just a little piece. We might be able to get away with that. Let me try real quick. If I can get in here real quick. Then we're going to put all this stuff together in a second. Yeah, let me. Here it is. Just gotta find that video. There you go. All right, we're gonna play a little piece of this.
My name is Joseph Spencer. From May 1970 to October 1997, I served the United States government as a top secret operative, but not in a category that is commonly known or understood. I was known as a man in black.
Okay, we're going to skip around,
Following
guys.
7 years acting as a counterintelligence agent for the CIA, I was recruited for a new assignment that entailed amnesia, fixed photographs. Milton Vigil. The technology took a chat planet. The World Population Summit in Cairo, Egypt, had 160 nations participate, where they all agreed that the human population was out of control and must be stopped because the world is running out of resources.
Okay, we'll stay there. We're not
An
going.
agreement was formed that would mandate the reduction of humans added to our drinking water over the last 20 years in every city and community on the planet. I personally have been secretly added to our drinking water. The procedures have been inflicted onto the human race are as follows. 1. Toxic levels of chemically enhanced fluoride have been secretly added to our drinking water over the last 20 years in every city and community on the planet. I personally oversaw the delivery of fluoride barrels to Denver, Chicago, Tampa, and Minneapolis water departments. The adverse effects of fluoride poisoning to the human body are numerous and debilitating.
Okay, so we're not going.
Among those is the development of a mutated version of the common flu
to
replicate the 1918 influenza pandemic that killed 40 million people. The first strain of this new flu virus will be released to the public in late 2017.
Y'all hear that? He said they was gonna release that at the end of 2017. Okay, remember that date. But you remember Timothy Jarrell had caught on to it. He was working in the CDC. He was the commander in chief of the CDC, right? And he had came out and tried to tell everybody, and he ended up supposedly, allegedly committing suicide. Okay, so they were trying to. And now I'm about to show you. I just wanted to show you that piece right there. Now, remind you, this is Gates behind this stuff. But let's see. Let's go look at what Gates was trying to do in 2018. So y'all making the connection with these different things that I'm pointing out. Now I'm gonna show you something else. Hold on. So I think I downloaded that just so I could play it for y'all. Okay, yeah, here it is. So I'm gonna play this one. Then we're gonna play another video that's gonna put some things in perspective. Here we go.
TV coming to your
Oh, that's not the one. We want to play the other one. This one. So we're gonna play that video too, but I'm gonna play this one first because I think this one kind of is in line with that what I just played. All right.
This is an article from yournewswire.com written by Sean Tabatabai. Bill Gates pays $12 million to Big Pharma for mandatory universal flu shot.
So you see, he was trying to pay for them to get a mandatory in 2018. Okay. Now, coincidentally enough, this is the same time they was talking about, they was gonna run that DEPOP program, and also Timothy Jarrell had found out that they was putting this crap in the actual flu vaccine at the time. Okay, and we all know that during the time that whatchamacallit hit, that the flu disappeared. It didn't even exist no more, right?
Bill Gates has put up $12 million of his own cash for big pharma companies to create a universal flu vaccine that he says should be mandatory for everybody. Speaking at the Massachusetts Medical Society, Gates warned of a coming pandemic that world governments aren't prepared for. Yeah. The world needs to prepare for pandemics in the same serious way it prepares for war, Gates warned the audience. Futurism.com reports each year the Massachusetts Medical Society and the New England Journal of Medicine present an event featuring panelists and speakers focused on a specific health-related topic. This year, that topic was epidemics. What better speaker than Bill Gates, whose foundation strives to combat some of the biggest threats to public health, such as HIV and malaria. During his presentation, Gates looked into the past, present, and future of our outbreak preparedness. The short version: we've come a long way, but still have a long way to go. Back in 1889, the Russian flu became the first flu pandemic to spread across continents. A few decades later, the 1918 flu pandemic killed 675,000 people in just 5 weeks. Luckily for those of us alive now, today we have vaccines, drugs, and diagnostic tools that help us address outbreaks far more effectively than when those illnesses first took hold, which I totally disagree with. Okay, back to the article. But we failed to fall short in so many respects, according to Gates. He noted the wake-up calls of the 2009 H1N1 virus and West Africa's more recent Ebola outbreak. The world didn't respond quickly enough in their situation. We couldn't effectively track the diseases as they spread. Our local health system simply collapsed. People kept dying because we weren't ready. The world needs to prepare for pandemics in the same serious way it prepares for war, Gates told the audience. One way to be better prepared for the inevitable next pandemic to develop better weapons to fight outbreaks. To that end, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has teamed up with the family of Google co-founder and Alphabet CEO Larry Page to launch the Universal Influenza Vaccine Development Grand Challenge. Great. According to the challenge website, the goal is to find a game-changing universal solution to address both pandemic and seasonal influenza. The World Health Organization estimates 290,000 to 650,000 people die from the latter each year. And while less common, pandemic influenza can be even more deadly. So then they're going to challenge people to pay them money to find some ways to get this vaccination going or whatever. It's another bunch of bull crap to me.
Okay. So guys, you saw that he was trying to do that 2018. He was trying to make it mandatory. Okay, they needed a reason. They needed a way to make it mandatory for them to get this stuff into people. Now, we know that they presented the Lucifer race. Okay, we know that. Now, I'm going to play a video, man. It's controversial. I know it's no longer on YouTube. So you really like, I'm going to play it, but we're going to have to take it down. It's not going to stay up. But I think it's got some importance to everything that's going on. Let me oh yeah, well, we was just talking about the fluoride piece first. Let me play this, then I'm gonna play the part where Bill Gates is gonna tie some more stuff in together real quick. Okay.
Toothpaste is making you dumber. Let me explain. The majority of all toothpaste have a toxic chemical in them that destroys an important gland in your brain. This substance is known as fluoride. The government wants you to think that fluoride is good for you and that it's safe, but that's just a lie. Fluoride calcifies an important gland in your brain, known as the pineal gland. This gland is responsible for many things, like your circadian cycle and hormone secretion. Many also believe that the pineal gland is the seat of the soul and is where you unlock higher consciousness. Side effects of having a calcified pineal gland include a wide range of neuronal diseases like Alzheimer's and also disruption of melatonin and serotonin levels. To combat this, you have two options. Find a trusted brand of fluoride-free toothpaste or make your own toothpaste by mixing coconut oil, baking soda, sea salt, and essential oils like mint. If they can't get you with toothpaste, they'll try and get you with the tap water. There's a reason fluoride is banned in many European countries. The United States has one of the most corrupt systems in the world, all to keep you sick and dumb. Luckily, there are people trying to expose this corruption like me. It's up to you to decide what you want to believe, the lies or the real truth. Follow Divine Herbal Roots for more daily tips about real health. Toothpaste is making...
Okay, guys, so I wanted to play that little piece real quick because I thought that was essential as far as what they've been doing as part of this big picture. But also, let's play this other video real quick because we just talking about Gates now. And you see what he was trying to do. He was trying to create something that people take that was going to cut them off. But he also was trying to put it into a specific medication that everybody had to take, a universal FLU. All right, so let's play this real quick. Play this other video.
TV coming to you. I told you. It is all about DNA manipulation. It's finding out the VMAT2 gene, the bloodlines of Christ. They want to actually find the VMAT2 cell in the gene in your brain that makes you connect to God and where you feel God and you can talk to God. This psychopathic, Satanist, pedophile, inverted piece of crap, you heard me, Bill Gates went before, I believe it's 2005, that he went before the CIA and briefed on the VMAT. He called this fanatical. Here it is, the briefing to the CIA. He's even showing you samples. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to put this recording back. And there in the brain is where they have located, as you see, it's in the prefrontal cortex within the limbic system there to the right. They have isolated this. Now, what he is doing through the jab, through modified food, through chemtrailing, through putting graphene in your water supply and saying it's to clean it when they're poisoning you. They're making you conductive. They're filling you with nanoparticulates, and they're altering your genes wirelessly. Yes, wirelessly altering you to cut your connection off from God. I'm going to do this and take this because this won't probably be in YouTube much longer, but right here, there it is. There's the VMAT2 gene that isolates. They have isolated. It lights up on a PET scan, and this is your connection to God. It's also why they want to calcify your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is right in the middle of the brain there on top. It is like an antenna, and you literally receive the stimuli and environmental, cues you get for your brain to have a connection to God and to tell you your reality. They're messing with your reality. They're messing with your DNA. They're mind controlling you through frequencies. Let's listen what he thinks about people that love God. Of course, this is DOD project. And Otini, I know you're working with Billy and you're trafficking me and you're going to go to jail in hell. All right, now listen up. So we can get this to play.
Excuse me, on the left over here, we have individuals who are religious fundamentalists, religious fanatics. And this is the expression, RT-PCR, real-time PCR expression of the VMAT2 gene. Over here, we have individuals. So let me complete. So over here, we have individuals who are not particularly fundamentalists, not particularly.
Yeah, somebody that's a Christian in the audience is like, I got holes in your theory, trying to interrupt Bill. And Bill's like, let me finish. Listen.
Religious, and you can see there's a much reduced expression of this particular gene, the VMAT2 gene. Another evidence that supports our hypothesis for the development of this approach. What you see here is that by studying this virus, we're going to eliminate individuals from going on a bomb vest and going into a market and blowing up the market. So our hypothesis is that these are fanatical people, that they have overexpression of the VMAT2 gene, and that by vaccinating them against this.
Oh, he says overexpression. Your gene that connects you to God, he says, no, it overexpresses. Let's vaccinate it and kill it. Listen, they're vaccinating and taking your connection to God out of you. It is a DETOX spirit. COVID backward is DETOX.
We'll eliminate this behavior. So we have some very, very remarkable data in this next slide. We'll eliminate this behavior. So our hypothesis is that these are fanatical people, that they have overexpression of the VMAT2 gene, and that by vaccinating them against this, we'll eliminate this behavior. So we have some very, very remarkable data in this next slide. Here we have two brain scans. These are fMRIs. These are two different individuals with different levels of expression of VMAT2. On top is an individual who's a religious fanatic, an individual, and we've repeated this numerous times, that has high levels of VMAT2. Now, this individual down here who had low levels of the VMAT2 gene, this individual would self-describe as not particularly religious. In each case, these individuals were read a religious text. This individual light lit up the right middle.
Real quick, guys, I wanted to touch on that, and there's some things in here that's being said. Like he just said, this person, specific person, was read a religious text, okay, and their brain lit up. Okay, understand that's your spiritual consciousness being able to interpret things the right way. If you are not connected and you read a religious text, it's not going to hit the same. If it's of importance, if it has some significance that actually carries some kind of weight, it's going to register with you differently. Now, if you're not connected, which is what they want to do, disconnect people so that people will do what? Misinterpret things. So they won't be able to have that higher level of intellect to be able to digest or to be able to dissect information. Okay, if that makes sense. So that's what he said. Like, this person was read a religious text and then they boom, it's lit up. It lit up. Okay, but if you read that religious text and if you don't have that particular gene, or you don't have that enlightenment, then you're not going to be able to interpret that the right way. And that's what they don't want. Is they don't want you to be able to interpret stuff. They want you to be able to. They want to be able to control your way of thinking. And that's by you not having a connection to your higher self and being able to really interpret things the right way. All right, I'm gonna play the rest of this. He says something else. Says something else about the religious aspect, but I'm gonna play the rest so y'all can hear it.
Frontal gyrus shown here, and that's a part of the brain that's associated with theory of mind. It's a part of the brain that has to do with intents and beliefs and desires. In marked contrast, here's an individual who would not particularly self-describe as religious. And when they're read a religious text, what you see is that this part of the brain called the anterior insula lights up. This is a part of the brain that's associated with disgust or displeasure on hearing something.
Are you suggesting I take a CT scan with me when I'm evaluating people to determine whether I put a bullet in their head?
So the data that I'm presenting here supports the concept that we're proposing, and I think that we would not propose to do CT scans or fMRIs on individuals out in the hinterlands of Afghanistan. The virus would immunize against this VMAT2 gene, and that would have the effect that you see here, which is it's essentially to turn a fanatic into a normal person. And we think that will have major effects in the Middle East.
How would you suggest that this is going to be dispersed?
Well, so the present plan and the tests that we've done so far have used respiratory viruses such as flu or rhinovirus.
He just told you.
They're
using respiratory viruses. The cold or flu, because you can't. COVID's never been isolated. The antibodies have never been isolated, so you can't tell the difference between the COVID, the flu, or the cold. So listen, he's telling you exactly what they've done. They have come in, fooled y'all into this craziness. It's radiation poisoning, calling it COVID. They're coordinating their digital new biodivergent digital internet of bodies and things. They've had this plan forever, and y'all are already hooked online. It's online. He's telling you what he's done to the VMAT2 gene to make you fanatics, stop loving Jesus or Muhammad or Allah. They want to get rid of all religions. So what did Satanists want?
And we believe that that's a satisfactory way to get the exposure of the largest part of the population. Most of us, of course, have been exposed to both of those viruses. And we're quite confident that this will be a very successful approach.
This is fascinating. What's the name of this proposal?
So the name of this project is FunVax, which is the vaccine for religious fundamentalism.
And you have a proposal already?
The proposal has just been submitted.
This was 2005. Welcome to the 21st century of 2024, where you are being gene manipulated and altered.
And I think that the data that I have shown you today would support the development of this project, and we think it has great promise.
All right, guys. So, couple things with that video. Let me go here. Couple things with that, man. Still was talking about cutting off the VMAT2 gene and also calcifying the pineal gland. These are two things they were talking about doing, but they were talking about making you a normal person. Make you a normal person. They were talking about doing that through creating creating some type of medication that everybody was going to have to take. And what was that? Just in 2018, he was trying to make it mandatory. But like I said, Timothy Jarrell Cunningham pulled the plug on the whole idea of them using the regular flu. And next thing you know, we got this COVID, right? Now, we saw what it said, like COVID spelled backwards is Davik or Dovik or whatever, and it means demon possession in Hebrew. Okay, now you have to look at that. So what does that mean? Like, what is the significance of that? Okay, well, what's happening to the people that have taken the walk? What have you seen with them, and how some of them have died as of recent? I'm gonna play a couple clips so we can see that and see the correlation there. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Okay, sure. All right. Let's start over. See how he's seeing something? All right, let's play this other one real quick. Hold on.
Thank you for watching Dissident 7. If you enjoy my daily videos, consider buying me.
Да, уже люди просто мимо все проходят. Ужас, просто ужас. Альхамдулилля. Альхамдулилля, есть такие братья, есть такие мужчины, которые не останутся в стороне. Машаллах. Из-за того, что на политике может что-то приходит на политику. Если такой же человек, ничем не отличается.
The world is engaged in the largest clinical trial, the largest global vaccination trial ever.
Notice how they spin around, guys, and it's like they seeing something. Talk about hallucinations. You start talking about the pineal being affected. It's like everybody's seeing something. Okay, remember though, they was talking about doing something specifically to your pineal gland. So they messing with your spiritual portal. And it's like these people that are dying like this, it's like they seeing something spiritually, not with their two eyes, because obviously we don't see nothing that they seeing. It's just like whatever's happening, they're seeing it, but nobody else can see it. See, look, he's fighting something, swatting at something, can't see nothing though, right? Start talking about DETOX. So if we call it DETOX injection or inoculation, then it's like, okay, you got injected with a demon spirit. Also goes back into what we were talking about before with the parasitical spirit aspect. But we know it was a intelligent parasite in the walk, right? We know that. So we're not gonna play all of these guys because it's a lot. I don't want to keep playing these. I think y'all get the picture. People are seeing something. Again, you see somebody wandering off looking for something, and all of a sudden, boom, they gone, right? All right, guys. So we're not going to play all of that. I wanted to touch on that because that kind of brings us into the second part of the conversation is, okay, well, what were they really doing? And I told y'all, so the title of the video, you got it, Gates of Hell, right? So essentially what they've been trying to do, we know that as far as on this realm, they've been trying to get everybody to vibrate low enough to whereas you're open to pretty much spiritual or say spiritual domination, or you could say possession through dark entities. You could say control, which they've intended to control you and your spirit. and keep you from being able to leave this realm. Okay. And they want to make sure that you vibrating low enough to where you can't. And if you on a low enough frequency, then you will experience somewhat of a state of mind that would be equivalent to hell. All right. A lot of people think that we would go to hell and like burn in fire. Like they expect that's what you would experience when you burn in hell. Just like I tell you, as far as people's concept of heaven is just like, oh, you go, you know, you sit up on the clouds and you walk around in a white robe and you eat fruit with Jesus. That's what some people believe heaven to be. But my particular take on it is that heaven may very well be no different than something like a state or a city here on earth. But you wouldn't be on earth. You obviously would be in a different realm. Okay. You would be on a different dimension. Okay. And heaven is vast. Okay. Just as space would be. All right. Some of you don't believe in space, but you believe that you leave this realm or you leave this vessel, but you believe you just go to heaven, but you don't even know where heaven is. You don't even know what you do in heaven. So if you leave her and you leave her on a spiritual portal, and that portal takes you up, you ascend, you would be basically going to the heavens, which could basically be considered space in a sense as well. Like I tell you guys all the time, God was not here on this planet when he created this planet. And if this planet was being created, then where was everybody prior to this planet being created? Where was God hanging out with his angels and stuff, right? It doesn't even make sense. But it's a lot of these physical surface level interpretations that's been instituted by some of these religions and some of these cult leaders and stuff that have kind of mind warped everybody into believing or thinking things that isn't necessarily true or necessarily the case on how things are to be carried out. Just like I said, as far as the walk, people did not realize that the walk actually could be considered the mark of the beast because they're looking for a mark on their forehead. So the fact that they inserted this Lucifer race, and you're like, well, Lucifer race, what is that? Well, it's a slave race. It's enslavement for one, but it's also what was tied into that was the calcification of the pineal along with the VMAT2 gene. They pretty much put that into, or I'll say they disabled that. That was what they were aiming to do. Okay. They didn't want you to be able to interpret things the right way. So between that and the pineal gland, that was some things that people were subjected to with this walk. And y'all see that Bill Gates was behind it, right? So Bill Gates behind it, oddly enough, y'all know he part of the cult and everything else. And I mean, shoot, these are sons of Satan. I mean, the sons of the Cain or whatever you want to call them, man. But he very well could be a hybrid. I don't know for sure. I'm not going to say that, but I believe he very well is. I don't know any other reason why they would be so, closely knit with him and the cult that he represents. And then he's been the one that's been behind putting all this crap together. And essentially he's opened up the gates of hell for many people. All right. By the stuff that he's implemented. All right. Can we not agree that he may have very well opened up the gates of hell for people? Like, think about it. If people are experiencing, like, they seeing a demon of some sorts, right? What are they seeing? They hallucinating, they seeing something. But who opened you up to see that to begin with? Who opened you up to this spiritual realm by messing with your spiritual portal? And he didn't do it for good. We know that, right? So he opened up this spiritual portal, and people are hallucinating. They seeing stuff before they die. Obviously, these people are vibrating low when this happens. So when you do open up that spiritual portal and you vibrate low, what do you get? Okay. And if you get sucked into that world, then you obviously not ascending up. We know that. So you likely are not going to heaven. There was a lot of talk, man. I don't know if you guys remember, but a lot of talk was happening around the time when the walk first came out. People was like, oh, it's going to cut you off. Now, it wasn't a lot of research behind it. Wasn't a lot of information. We didn't have all these bodies and all these videos and stuff that were out there for people to kind of, look at and come up with some kind of idea of what might have been happening. But now we do. We have all this information. We have, like I said, COVID spelled backwards. You get DETOX. Okay, we talk about spiritual possession. Why? What's the coincidence, man? I told y'all we don't deal with a lot of coincidence around here. If you on coincidence, you think all this stuff I'll be talking about coincidence, you in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. But when you see all this and you like, okay, well, you understand that they were putting something in you. They wanted to be able to cut you off. But remember what Alex Collier was saying about them, we needing to raise the consciousness of the planet by a certain time. And these beings, specific beings, were trying to keep us from doing that. All right. And they were going to do something to keep certain people from being able to get to that point where they could raise their consciousness. Okay, well, raising consciousness, like, well, how are we trying to raise our consciousness? We trying to get to basically the vibration or the frequency of love, which is what it should be, what we should be on. But they trying to keep us in that negative vibration by putting out all the negative music, all the negative programming and stuff, and then they put out this medicine so you can't even raise your frequency, and you're unaware of what the hell is going on. All right, if that makes sense. So by that, they're able to keep you trapped and confined in this realm. And if you die in this realm and you're vibrating at that level, then you will basically experience hell. All right. Like I tell people, and a lot of people say differently, but who cares? Some people say, hell, you just gonna burn in fire. Well, how you gonna burn in fire if you don't have a body to burn in? You're not gonna sit here and burn on earth. You got to look at hell as maybe like a metaphor or something, or symbolic for an experience, a life experience, a state of mind, a frequency that you at that allows for you to experience that. All right. So, and I'll tell you like this, think about it. People made a lot of speculation too about, oh, Obama is the Antichrist. All right, let's look at that for a second. So they say Obama is the Antichrist. Why is he the Antichrist? Well, he was doing things and people thought he was a fraud and this and that and other. But what significant things did Obama do for people to say, oh, he's the Antichrist? Well, if you take a look at that from a different angle. Now, I did say Obama did order them guillotines. And I showed y'all the documentation on that before. That was one of the earlier videos that we did. All right. So he was trying to get the guillotines in place. But what did you need guillotines for? But it was at the same time. Remember, he was going to pass off the presidency from him after he did his 8 years. He was going to pass it off to Hillary. And Hillary was going to dang show push this whole walk thing a whole different way. That's why I told y'all Trump was never supposed to be in office. I told y'all that too. All right. So that disrupted and threw off all the plans. Threw off a lot of the plans that they was trying to carry out. Y'all have to remember that. So Gates, you saw how Obama was giving him the medal and the award and everything. So they already was kind of positioning him to be this guy, to be like this savior and stuff, and do all this for the world, and people was gonna buy into it. All right, people were not gonna be able to use their spiritual discernment. And think about that. How many people did not have no discernment when it came to the walk? Think about it. A lot of people did not have discernment, and they were easily fooled. Right. So you look at like I said, you look at Bill Gates and what he had planned and what he was doing. He pretty much opened up the gates of hell. Okay. And if everybody's looking at this like, oh, they're expecting Jesus to fly in as a man, then they can control that aspect of your beliefs. If you're expecting, and that's what you are hoping for and expecting to see Jesus to fly in like that and do it, or if you understand and you interpret it on a spiritual level and say, well, if Jesus was a spiritual being, which he was, because he had spiritual power and he made you in the likeness of him, but everything I showed you is showing you that they've been working hard day and night to cut you off from your spiritual channel that allows you to reach the source, reach God. They've been working diligently on cutting you off from that. All right. So why would they be trying to cut you off from that? Why is it so important for them to cut you off from that? And at the same time, them to put this Lucifer race in people's system. Okay. So if Christ was coming back, think about it. If Christ was coming back as a spiritual being, or coming back in spirit, when we talk about Christ consciousness, it would make all the sense in the world for them to do something to intercept that consciousness. Do you see what I'm saying? If they intercept the consciousness, then you cannot raise your vibration. You cannot raise your frequency in order to ascend to the upper dimensions, which would be a heaven. In the frequency, it would be heaven. You would be at a point where you would experience life on a different level. Remember, I played that video of Jamal where he was talking about frequency and how people on a certain frequency, they won't see you, they won't connect with you, they won't mess with you. Like, you on a different level. It's like y'all in the same room, but y'all not. Like, y'all experiencing two different lives, like almost like a parallel universe in a sense. You wouldn't be experiencing the same thing that they experiencing. Okay, some people be at such a low point in their world, in their mind, okay, because of what's going on within them. All right, but I told you, like I say, like, if you have Jesus in your heart, which is represented by love, okay, symbolic of love in itself, then also that would raise your vibration so that you can have that Christ consciousness. We're talking about walking a righteous walk. I think it goes hand in hand. All right, but if we've been looking for Christ to come back as a man, if you think about that, you're looking for him to come back as a man, then how deceived can you be when man here can control what your perception is of this man or this reality that they put together? All right. So when we start talking about the Antichrist, you start talking about the Antichrist, well, how would the Antichrist come? All right. If the Antichrist is supposed to block Christ, and Christ is going to come back as a spirit or Christ consciousness, then how would the Antichrist be? How would the Antichrist appear? Or what would you see or expect to see if you're taking this and we breaking it down on a spiritual level? Like I told y'all, too much is being put into the physical, and people are, this is why so many people were easily deceived. Like I said, they looking for the mark on the forehead. They looking for Jesus to fly back, okay, on a white robe or a white carpet and in a white robe, and come down here and start doing stuff like on the physical. It's like, this is what people expect. They expect people to start flying up in the sky. You see what I'm saying? Everything is on the physical. They expect you to get some wings on your back instead of getting instead of raising your vibration and getting that consciousness to lift and raising your consciousness to the fifth or beyond. Okay? Everybody's looking for things on a different level, but it's honestly or obviously it's got to come on a spiritual level. Now you look at what they was doing. They're affecting people spiritually. So they're trying, like, look at what these people experience. These people that's spinning around and stuff, and they seeing crap and then they falling out. So these people have been tampered with spiritually, and this is what's affecting them. Okay, this is what's affecting these people. This is what's causing some of these people to leave her prematurely, but also what is it doing to their consciousness? All right. Like I said, we had a lot of talk early on about consciousness and how they were trying to directly impact people's pineal gland. Why were they trying to mess with your pineal gland when we know that's your spiritual portal, right? Your potential pathway to ascension. Why are they trying to tinker with that? This is the stuff that you have to look at, man. And it's like I said, oddly enough, you got Bill Gates of all people that's behind the stuff that he's putting together. And we talk about the gates of hell. And he essentially opened up the gates of hell and created this Lucifer race crap that they've been putting in people's system. And at the same time, trying to keep you from Christ consciousness. So would he not potentially be considered the Antichrist, or is the walk the Antichrist in itself? Because that's blocking your Christ consciousness, or it's cutting people off from Christ consciousness. And like I was talking about with Alex Cole, you're talking about we were supposed to be reaching, or the earth was supposed to be ascending into fourth and fifth density, and that's what these beings, these satanic draconian beings, were trying to prevent the whole time. Okay, they were trying to keep everybody from making that shift, and some people have not made the shift. Some people can't make the shift. Okay, but the earth was shifting regardless, so it was going to shift and raise the consciousness of the people that were capable of shifting. Okay, but oddly enough, at the time that this shift's supposed to be taking place, they introduced this new this walk, right, for everybody to take that was going to mess with their spirituality. Okay, to mess with their spiritual portal. All right, so again, like I said, here we are looking for Jesus to come in the form of a man, right? And we also looking for the Antichrist to come in the form of a man. When a good majority of this could be on the spiritual realm. Remember what they say. I can't remember the scripture verbatim, but our battle is not amongst flesh and blood, but it's with spirits and principalities. Okay, so if we take that concept and we apply that to our everyday life and how we living and understanding we spiritual beings first, would that not make sense? Would it not make sense, everything that I'm saying right now, as far as how we are to dissect the information or to interpret what is to go on or what is to occur? So think about it. People expecting to get Christ as a man instead of getting the Christ consciousness that will raise their spirit and allow you to go with him to the upper dimensions, okay, or to ascend. People are expecting the Antichrist to come in the form of some type of man as well, which, I mean, you want to put a title on them. I think anybody opening the gates of hell that's trying to keep you away from Christ consciousness, I think that would be an Antichrist. I'm just saying. I could be wrong. You know, I'm not no religious or spiritual leader, so to speak, but this is my interpretation. I think it is. You know, it's rather ironic that some of this stuff lines up the way that it does, and some of the stuff that's happened to people and these folks that's been trying to mess with your spirituality and stuff, they happen to be in these positions. Okay, they happen to be part of these 13 bloodlines, the hybrids and stuff that are directly linked to Satan. Okay, Satan, I'm thinking the Antichrist would probably be a descendant or of Satan. I would think he would be if he was going to carry out such evil, sinister plans. Does that make sense? So, I mean, anyway, either way you look at it, man, I think we have to take a different approach, man, from what people have in the past and how they've looked at things. And people say, "Oh, the world's come to an end." I don't know if the world necessarily coming to an end. I mean, it very well could for some people. It could come to an end for some people. Life could be tragic if you vibrating low enough for it to be tragic. You know, if you don't have Christ consciousness, if you don't have Jesus in your heart, Christ in your mind, your life could look very different. Okay. And I tell y'all like this, man, people talk about like catching the Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit and stuff like that. What's so different as the Holy Ghost and Holy Spirit and Jesus Christ and having the Christ-like consciousness and having the Spirit of Christ? Like what's the difference? Somebody say I could be the Antichrist. I hear what you're saying. It's just something to look at. I mean, for each person, for each their own. That's what I say, for each their own. I believe there is some significance to that interpretation, though. If you look at it, they've purposely tampered with people's consciousness, though. That's what they've made sure that they didn't want people to reach it. You go to the people that spoke on this before, whistleblowers, and said, hey, we had to raise our consciousness by a certain time, Enough people needed to do it. They were going to try to intercept it. They were going to try to stop it. We've heard things about the 400-year curse. And at that time, we would be awakened all over the world. People would be awakened. But what would it look like if awakening was Christ consciousness awakening and them trying to block that consciousness? What would it be called? It would be called Antichrist, because you would be anti-Christ consciousness. Okay? The same consciousness that will allow you to ascend to heaven. All right. There's so many things, like I said, so many things from a biblical aspect is misinterpreted, I think. And we have to take a different look at it with a different set of eyes. Just like was it Roddy Piper and They Live? When he put the glasses on, he could see things, he could read things from the same book and see something totally different than somebody that was reading it without the glasses. Just like Bill Gates was saying in that little interview piece where he was saying, hey, you seeing this from a religious fanatic or somebody that had the active VMAT2 gene, they looking at this text and they're like a part of their brain is lighting up. So they interpret it the right way. Whereas somebody else read it, they don't see that same thing. Like, you can show people information, you can show people videos. They're not going to see it the same way that you going to see it based on where you at, where you vibrating at. Okay, what frequency you on. That all can very well play a part in how you perceive information, how you interpret that information. Okay, like some people not interpreting what I'm saying the right way. They're going to misinterpret it. They're going to call it all hogwash. It's not going to make sense. But if you really dissect everything I'm saying, you look at the information as this laid out, a lot of it do make sense. A lot of it do make sense. And like I tell everybody, I'm not pushing nobody away from Jesus. I'm not pushing nobody away from Christ. I'm saying, hey, embrace Christ. But let's make sure that we embracing Christ the right way. Or are we embracing a physical man that they got control over? I told you, they plan on bringing a second coming of Christ. And how many people will fall for that? You see what I'm saying? These beings, these devil beings that are running the world, that obviously you see them on the NASA symbol, you see them with their war plans, all this stuff, man. I pointed out to y'all. They have a plan to bring a second coming of Christ. How many will fall for that? They had the Project Blue Beam, just like we just saw the solar eclipse, what we thought or perceived to be a solar eclipse, which was moving very awkward, and a lot of people pointed that out. How many people may have fell for that? We all stepped outside, think, oh, dear, this is what's going on. But they have control over the weather. They can say a tornado's coming, and they control that tornado. Okay, they can control different aspects. They control the weather. We know they do cloud seeding and everything. Have they went as far as to put different things in the sky for us to perceive as a sun or something that they might have manufactured? We think that it's organic. When it's not, when, like I said, I looked at the solar eclipse, it was not moving in a natural way. It was not. So you have to consider that, man. We understand that this realm, based off the Bible, if you want to go from a biblical perspective, this realm was given to Satan, right? If this realm was given to Satan and this is his playground and he's doing all this playing around with folks, how many people are deceived? You know, and how much literature or whatever else is he putting out here to deceive these people? All right. And then when you get an interpretation that might very well be on point, are you able to perceive that message? You understand what I mean? Like, y'all have to take a second look, man, at some of the stuff that's being put out there, and some of the stuff that we perceive as to be real, some of the stuff we perceive as to be good that they have put out there that made it seem like, I told y'all, from the food, the water, everything they push in your face. Like I said, in God we trust is on the money, but we understand that they are the ones on the money. Is marked with their signatures, not God, not the God that you supposed to serve. Okay, they did your money, like I told you, they very well have done things to your Bible as well. All right, and not the whole Bible, I said, but a lot of it, in order to mislead you and to keep you off course so that you don't get all of the information that you should get, so that you can make these connections. Okay, they purposely took stuff out of the book and they purposely put stuff in the book. Okay, you didn't decide that. A man decided that. All right, a man portraying himself as to be inspired by God, and if somebody say they inspired by God, you believe them because they said that. You know what I mean? Like nobody questions it. Just like nobody questioned the different medicines they give out. Oh, this is supposed to help. This is inspired by medical doctors that care for us. Oh, I guess we're supposed to take it. This is inspired by medical science. Don't question the science. It's the same thing. It's just a different platform. And that's what people have to look at, man. They got to get out their own way and stop thinking that everything is supposed to be good for you because they say it is. Okay, the interpretations that they give you is not the ones you probably need to be following. So, like I said, I know, and I started this video up, I said, I know some people are not going to want to hear this. Some people are going to have a hard time accepting this. And I understand that because you've been led to believe something your whole life and led to believe it a certain kind of way. So anything coming to you from another angle, you're gonna shun it. Like, oh, no, that ain't how it's supposed to go. This ain't what I was taught. This ain't what my Bible say. Okay? And I get that. I understand. But like I said, a lot of the Bible has been misconstrued. It's been misinterpreted. It's been falsely presented in order to deceive you, to deceive us from a religious aspect. And it's got control over most people. That's why, like I said, the folks that was most heavily into the church was the people that was most easily deceived. The most easily deceived. So spiritual discernment and stuff went out the window for most of these people that was supposed to be the most closest connected to God, but they couldn't have been much further from it because they were the ones that did not get the message or get that information that they needed in order to avoid this pretty much spiritual hijacking is what has taken place for most people. And it's a reason why you can't talk to most people though, and they can't pick up this information. All right, and it's because of these folks that's been put in place that have been led, or what they would say inspired by God, but them folks were inspired by Satan himself. I hate to tell you. So does that make sense, guys? I know, like I said, man, it's a lot to take in, but I told y'all, man, from a heaven and hell aspect, you got to look at that, but you also got to look at the Jesus aspect. Okay, well, yes, you want to have Jesus in your heart because that's Jesus is representative of love. Okay, you want that. Okay, you want to be able to walk that righteous walk. I told y'all there's a disconnect from people that don't have love in their heart. They also are not conscious. They don't have that feeling of guilt or have a bad feeling about doing something bad, like whether it be to people or to animals or doing something mean or ignorant to you. They don't have that feeling about that. Just like I said, people that did abuse slaves and stuff back in the day, these people were not connected spiritually. They did not have love in their heart, and therefore they would vibrate too low. They couldn't even, and I don't know if some of them people were real people. Okay, and I talked to y'all we talked about the orphan trains and stuff like that. Those orphan trains were lined with kids that were pretty much created in the lab. These were pretty much just for repopulating after they did their mud floods and stuff like that, and they depopulated a lot of these areas. Okay, now you're talking about the swine. Think about it. You talk about the swine flu back then. All right, now you're talking about this avian. You're talking about this COVID now. So this is wiping out a lot of people, but they also have started to create this what is it called? Hypoborgenesis. This new race of beings. Now they're creating this new race of beings, and they putting this new stuff in people to change their genetic code, and they're doing this in real time. Back then, they just started repopulating with these orphan trains and these kids that had been created pretty much in the lab. All right, like y'all have to look at that. And like I said, this is Satan's playground. All right, you talk about the cloning centers. You talk about Donald Marshall, what he's talking about down there, and who was in Satan's lab? Well, these draconian beings. Just like we have draconian measures that's being in place when they got this lockdowns and stuff. And somebody was saying something about, well, is Bill Gates with the CIA? Well, what did I tell you about the CIA? CIA behind the movies, right? Who we saw was in the CIA. These draconian beings was in the CIA. Who was over there talking this stuff to the CIA? Bill Gates. What is Bill Gates? Bill Gates, 33rd degree, part of the cult. All right. So you start looking at it. Well, what did Gates do? He opened up the gates of hell for anybody that's willing to take it. And you got these people that's hallucinating. Why are they hallucinating? Because they messing with their spiritual portal. All right. You messing with their spiritual portal. And they gave them this Davic inoculation. All right. That stands for what? Spiritual or demonic possession. Very interesting, guys. Very interesting. Yeah. Those that have an ear to hear, they're gonna figure it out. But some people they can't process this information, man. And like I said, they're gonna resort back to, this is New Age. It's not New Age religion, man. Like I tell y'all all the time, God 100% intended for you to use your spiritual portal. That's why he gave it to you. And I'll tell you that. He made you in the likeness of him. Well, how are you in the likeness of him if he ain't give you the spiritual power that you're supposed to have? Why do you think they so adamant about taking that and ripping that away from you? So you cannot put together information like what I'm trying to tell you. Like they were saying on there, these people that read or get this certain information, it's going to light up for certain people. For some people, it's not going to make sense. All right. Reading a religious text or seeing something that you may not see if you're not connected. All right. It's like I'm sure some people saw that when they would start passing out them free hamburgers and stuff. Some people wasn't no red flag. There's some free donuts, Krispy Kremes. Wasn't no red flag for some people. Some people like, hold on, man, something's not right. I'm not going to the Krispy Kremes. But everybody didn't see it like that. And like I said, I had the whole video. If you got this message, you've been touched. If you're able to get this information, you've been touched. All right. No different than Noah when God talked to him and told him to get his kids, get all his animals and stuff, and get them on the ark. He was touched. All right. I don't think God actually opened up the sky and started talking to him. I think he just got that message spiritually through his channel. God told him to do that. Right. So it's funny. I did a little piece. It was a lady that during the solar eclipse, she said that God told her to go and kill people because of the eclipse. All right. Which she probably was getting the wrong message. She's getting the wrong information. You understand what I'm saying? Like remember the Pope was saying, hey, God gave us this medicine. Everybody needs to take it. And these pastors were saying that too. Some of these evil pastors, which I showed y'all, like I show y'all this stuff for a reason so you can start to figure out who's who. But you had Kenneth Copeland on there looking like a straight demon talking about that God sent this walk for everybody to take. What he trying to do basically is for his race of beings, which you understand he represents that Lucifer race. He trying to get everybody to take that same crap. Okay, so what side is he on, and why is he up there acting like he promoting Jesus and God and everything, but he telling you to take something? And if you really have faith and you really connect to God, you already know you won't need that. But somebody like that can be put in place to easily deceive the masses of people and tell them to do something, right? For everybody, man, it's not gonna hit the same. I understand, I get that, man, and everybody will reach that point at their own time, man, at their own time. But I think that's really, I think we really on the right path with this stuff, man, and it's not a coincidence, man, that they wanted to inject people with this Lucifer race, and like I said, people looking for this mark on their forehead. But what did it say in the Bible? You wouldn't be able to buy or sell goods unless you got the mark on your forehead. So if we fast forward 20,000 years or more, and now so we got this technology that they doing stuff a little different. Like, what, it can't be different because we at a different point in our advancements in technology. People expecting to have to see a mark, but you also seen that when you run that dang purple light that they put up, you run that over people's veins, you see that they got this mark. Yeah, and I never thought that would be the case anyway. And I don't know why people thought. I never thought that you would have to see people walking around with the mark 666 on their forehead. I never thought that was like a thing. I don't know why people expect that. Like, everybody's just gonna get a tattoo on their forehead. Like, are we that kind? We that low on the pecking order as far as the food chain that we have to be branded like cattle on our bodies like the cows do? No. I don't think it would be that obvious, but for people that have been dumbed down to a certain level through the fluoridation, yeah, they probably would really think that. Yeah, they're gonna put something on our forehead, and that's what we gotta look for. And if you're looking for that, then you're gonna be deceived when it don't come like that. Just like if you're looking for Jesus to come down the way you expect him to come down, then you're not gonna know. You're not gonna see it. It's easily, man. It's so many people are easily deceived by some of these, man. Play on words, misinterpretations, deceptive passages that's in the Bible. All of that makes it easy for people to be confused. Yeah, but the rapture would essentially be masses of people getting hit with that Christ consciousness and being able to lift their consciousness at the right time. People that don't make that leap, that shift, they not making that rapture. Real talk. And I think that's what we got. A lot of people, man. I was like, why you can't talk to certain people, man? It's because, man, they didn't make that shift. And I don't know if everybody at the same time will go from third to fifth, or if it was more of a gradual thing from third to fourth to fifth. And if everybody making that same shift at the same exact precise time, I don't know. But you talk about trials and tribulations. We've had trials and tribulations. Now, to the extent or the degree that it was depicted maybe in the Bible, I don't know. But we've went through these times of persecution, man, of ridicule for not taking the mark. You know, like, you was shunned from your family and friends. You weren't allowed. You was looked at a certain kind of way. People expecting it to come a certain way, though. Just like the whole head chopping piece with Obama. Yeah, those guillotines and stuff was in place. It was supposed to go down like that. But a lot of stuff has been thrown off. A lot of stuff has been thrown off, and things have been intercepted. Like, I tell you all the time, I believe that we have had angels working on our behalf in the background to kind of change the whole course of the trajectory, which may be the case. A lot of people expect God to sit back and just watch this destruction of mankind and human beings, which I don't necessarily believe that's how that was going to go. I believe that he has intervened, and those that were to be saved have been saved. Those that were to be touched would be touched. Like Max Spears said, those that were connected to their higher selves would know where to be, and they would be able to avoid the mass wipeouts. Those that weren't would fall victim to the encryptions on the Georgia Guidestones, which was wipe the planet clean down to 500 million people, which we seem well on course to be there in 2029, 2030, based off of what they've been doing. All right, and the numbers that just came about that we were talking about recently, where it was 77 million people that were affected within the first several months of the walk. All right. And that's just talking about people that had the injuries and things. We're not talking about SADS, and we're not talking about cancer and stuff like that. But we do know that it was a 40% increase in claims in the insurance companies. And they were even talking about changing how people could go about doing their claims. Think about that. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna just read through some of you guys' messages here, man, and address some if we can. But I'm not going to. I don't know if we gonna do any live broadcast with anybody coming in today. I don't know if we're gonna do that. But I know I said a lot, man. I said a handful, a mouthful rather. I wanted to see something. I think it was another video I wanted to play for you guys. There was. Let me see something real quick. Let me see. So yeah, man, just sit with it. Like I said. All right, hold up. Oh my goodness. Let me see something real quick. Let me take a look here. There was something else I wanted to discuss. But yeah, we talked about a lot, man. We talked about a lot. A lot in a little bit of time. So I think, yeah, we ain't gonna be on here too long. Not too much time. Okay. Yeah, this is one of. Hold up. I think I'm just gonna pull up. We're gonna take a look at these two more articles that I want to look at. Let me take a look at this one. Scotland will nicely pass medical freedom individual solutions. That's it. Okay. Okay, yeah. We'll take a look at this real quick. And we'll take a look at the other one. Presentation. So this is about pretty much disconnecting from the WHOs. Says that the Scotland County Republican Party opposes any attempt to reinstate unconstitutional invasions of privacy and personal liberty, such as the proposed rules properly rejected recently by the NC Commissioner of Labor, North Carolina Commissioner of Labor, I believe it is. Those rules, which would have had the force of law, would have established a system to force masking, distancing, tracking, tracing, testing, and potentially mandating injections for everybody. Furthermore, we reject yielding any authority to unaccountable and unelected agencies such as the WHOs as a threat to state and national sovereignty and personal liberty. Now, y'all remember I told y'all they was trying to make it so the WHO was to have control over any type of health crisis. So if we had a health crisis, they was going to be able to come in and implement all these draconian measures that they wanted to implement, basically forcing you to take whatever they wanted to take. They can come to your house, take your children. They were trying, mind you, Biden was trying to hand this stuff over to them. Now, what's going to happen behind that, I can't tell you. But remember when Trump came in, he was like, no, we disconnecting from the WHO. We not messing with them. Like, I think that they're very, very China-centric. Remember he said that? And people was like, why are you saying that? Why are you saying that? And they was criticizing him. He's like, no, we're not doing what that WHO said they want us to do. And then they was coming on there talking about, yes, so it looks like the virus has been pushed back into family units, and we're going to have to go into the home, and we're going to have to remove people in a safe and dignified manner against their will. And Trump was like, no, we're not doing that. So they wanted to go at people's houses and do this stuff. But these are the same folks that's talking about, yeah, we might have another pandemic coming. This is not the big one. We got to be prepared. So different states and stuff are starting to realize, and countries are realizing what they're about and what they're trying to do. They want to be able to come in and do this stuff. This is why they wanted to take people's guns and stuff. Remember, like Canada, man, and I know I got Canadians in here, man. Shout out to all my Canadians that's in the live. They talk about how they pushed these different measures on them and they can't fight back because they've taken the guns from them. Same thing they want to do to us here, which they've been planning to do with the different crises, these fake crises that they cause, so that they can have, you know, stricter gun laws, and they can remove AR-15s and different high-level rifles and things, so that people cannot protect themselves, their family, or their property. They want only the criminals to have the guns, right? And we understand who the criminals are, right? We understand that, but they want to disarm all the law-abiding citizens. They want to disarm them, and then want to implement these draconian measures that the World Health Organization got in plan. So they are one of the states that have like come to that conclusion, like, yo, we don't need to be involved with what they trying to do, man. And I can appreciate that. That's somewhere I would like to be in the case the stuff hit the fan. Just like people were leaving California. You think about it. Remember how many people was leaving California, man? Think about the movie They Live. In the movie They Live, what was happening? You had all them homeless folks and stuff like that. California, man, is a cesspool right now of homeless people, man. Like, they are riddled with just homelessness, man. Taxes are through the roof. And who is the governor? Right? Gavin Newsom. Go back to my video I just did. We're talking about the avian flu. Who was the governor? Gavin Newsom. He put them dang measures in place. He put the measures in place, man, and made it hard for people to where it will start to put people in a position where they're dependent on the government for any type of resources or funds or whatever. So I don't think it's a coincidence, man, that you had, you know, states like that, which we understand him to be a hybrid, right? So he's just playing in line with what his whole race of beings, what they trying to do. He representing his race, and that's what they trying to do. You know, they're not looking out for the well-being of mankind. That's why, like, they caught him out hanging out without no mask on and all that during the whole pandemic. Remember all that mess? And I showed y'all the video. So anyway, I wanted to show y'all that, man. I thought that was pretty enlightening, because that's something that we all need to be doing at this point. And I told y'all Trump disconnected from there, but you remember, as soon as Biden got back in, what did he do? He reconnected with the World Health Organization and started implementing all the crap they wanted to do. So there you go, that connection between Biden, Hillary, Bill Gates, Obama. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a connection there, a straight path. And I told y'all I did a video on that before too, where both parties, Democrat and Republican, both had been circumvented. But the first party that got hit was the Democratic Party, and a lot of people don't know that. I played the video, man. I might do it again. I might put it up. It might be on my channel still. Where the whole plan for the Illuminati was to get control of the Democratic Party first, which they did, and then they started circumventing the Republican Party. So they had a very, very heavy influence in the Democratic Party, okay, which is why they have been more so pro-abortion and stuff like that, that pretty much goes against what you would believe and want as far as a spiritual being is, you know, understanding that part of life. Let me play this show this other article that I wanted to look at, because this goes hand in hand with some of the stuff they be doing that we don't be paying attention to. I don't know if it's a video. Let me see. Might.
Your dedicated Cintas service reps help make sure your team has.
Hold on, guys. Okay, here we go. I guess it is a video. I might have to read it too, though, so we can kind of really grasp what's being said.
Partial government shutdown. The voting overnight, the Senate passes a $1.2 trillion funding package ending the threat of a partial government shutdown. The vote on the spending bill package came after the midnight deadline. It provides funding for several departments, including defense, homeland security, and education. The Senate voted 74-24 to pass the spending deal, which will now push any threat of a shutdown to the fall. The bill goes to the president's desk to be signed into law.
Okay, so y'all know them bills, man. I told y'all before, them bills be having some hidden literature in there that you got to go back and you got to read it for yourself, or they'll pass some stuff on you that you didn't even want to sign up for, but they have put the fluff on top. Like they'll say, oh, we're going to do a stimulus package for $1,400 for all the American people. And then underneath that say, and on top of that, we're going to make sure that everybody has to have this particular walk, or they're going to have to get their kids registered in this system and stuff that you wouldn't want no parts of. Okay, so let's take a look at this one real quick. I'm going to finish looking at it. So look at here. We go down. This agreement represents a compromise, which means neither side got everything it wanted. BS, they did. The president said in a statement, but it rejects extreme cuts from the House. Republicans expands access to child care. Sounds good. Invest in cancer research. What do you know? We still need to research cancer, huh? Like, think about that. $1.2 trillion. They putting this stuff into the research of cancer, along with some other things. But we already know that y'all not trying to fix no cancer. So what are y'all doing with that money? That's what I tell y'all. Like the research, I just showed y'all that piece where they was talking about the nanotechnology and what it was initially supposed to be used for, to deliver life-saving medication in the body. It was supposed to go in and like act as a scheduled delivery, like a remote control delivery system. That's why I told you, people that took the walk, they got this nanotech in them through the pop quiz and whatnot, right? They have control of that stuff. So this is what they were supposed to be doing. Like the cancer, the cancer medication was supposed to come in the form of nanotech. This is what they were saying, but obviously it never happened, and it's not happening. Anything, it was just to put a band-aid over. It's never to help anybody at all. Okay, so when they put this money out there, man, or they pass these bills, they're passing bills that are supposed to come up with other plans, basically, to carry out these agendas. Because we already know that that's not what they're doing. They sit there and say that. Let me see it. Cancer research. Invest in cancer research. Why y'all just ain't invest in Dr. Sebi? I would have put all my money behind him. Like, hey, this man knows something. Hey, take this $1 million, see what you can do, because you did that with what, $150? Shoot, we give you $1 million, you probably save the whole world. But no, they don't want that. So understand that. Notice they passed the bill in the middle of the night, like, and they only show you or tell you about the few documents that they want you to know about. The stuff that you really need to know about, it ain't on the top. Trust me, that's buried like 1,300 pages in. You'll find the crap where they start saying, oh, we're going to put these tracking devices in your children, and we're going to make sure that they have to go to school, or we're going to arrest you. And they're going to make sure they feed them a bunch of crap. So this is kind of how they work, man. Oddly enough, they just passed this right now. I can only imagine what kind of crap. You know, I remember when Trump was just about to leave office, he started doing different things, and people was like, what's he doing? He putting different things in place. So you got to expect, man, that Biden is gonna probably do some things, man. They gonna try to run some crap down our throat like before the next election, but I don't even know if it'll be another election. I don't know. I kind of think it might, though, because in that book, The Adventures of Barron Trump, Donald Trump was the last president. And that book came out in the 1800s, and it depicted all this stuff that has actually occurred. Like, it's a futuristic book. It's crazy as hell. If you haven't read that book, man, you need to get that book, Adventures of Barron Trump, because it's so crazy how they got this information. But I told you, remember, George Trump, or was it John or George, was cool with Tesla, who Tesla was working on the time machine, right? And then they bust up in his crib and took all this crap. But I believe he did. I believe that movie, Back to the Future, I believe is significant, because I think it kind of coincides with Tesla and what he was working on, right? But he was good friends with Donald Trump's uncle. People don't know that, right? But if I was gonna travel back in time myself, I think I would go back and take a little money with me. Make sure I got some kind of plan. I knew they was gonna make some money. Maybe why Donald Trump has been so filthy rich. But also, Tesla was connected to certain beings. He was saying that he was talking to him. He told, was it Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt, or it was Eisenhower that Tesla was telling? I played that video, man. Was Al Billick was talking about that, how Tesla was in touch with these certain beings, and that's how they found out how to run the time machine. That's how we get our Mandela effect and everything. But he was talking about he was in touch with certain beings, and they told them a lot of stuff. They wanted to kind of create this base, which unfortunately we did end up getting those bases created, them underground bases that they've done nothing but evil things in. But these certain beings told him the different information in the timelines. I think it was between September and August that they could have this portal open, which would allow them to travel back in time, which they utilized that. So why would Trump's uncle be directly related to somebody that was working on a freaking time machine? All of a sudden, Donald Trump was like one of the most richest people ever. And it's like 2 and 3 different Trumps. It's, I tell y'all that all the time. Several different Trumps. Yeah. Anywho, man, like we just went over a lot of information, man. Some of this stuff is probably a bit much, I know. So we about to cut this short. I think we talked about a lot. I don't think that we can put this on YouTube. I might leave it up for a little minute, man, so some people can get the information. But it was some things that was said in here, man, that probably shouldn't be. So I ain't gonna leave that. I'm not gonna leave that up on there. But what I will say, if you didn't know, we are still running at 50% off, half off on the Super Bundle and the Flex 4. Okay, those bundles are available right now at half off for my birthday bundle, and that is for my birthday month, which my birthday is today, April 16th. Turn up, people, turn up real quick. Turn up, man. Ned's birthday is today, man. If you want to send a cash app, it's much appreciated, man. Anybody that wants to do so, I did put the cash app below. All right, April 16th. I am an Aries. Yes, we are the best people to know. Aries people, you better know it. So anywho, guys, yeah, also we do have the MMS digital download, which that pretty much gives you the dosage for that chlorine dioxide. Okay, if you don't know what that is, Trump spoke on that. All right, we do have the dosage information, the protocols. We have that in the detox shop, along with the credit itinerary course, which, like I explained to you, I got that from a wealthy millionaire that owns several businesses and had quite a bit in stocks and things like that, which is a blueprint, man, for jumping over some of the hurdles that you need to in order to get to an 800 credit score, in order to move your credit as fast as possible and circumvent the system as it stands. Okay, that is a digital download as well. It's an ebook, man. I put together an ebook, and it is probably about 6 to 10 pages, something along that. No, I want to say 10 pages. Yeah, 10 pages, man. It's very, very simplistic, easy to follow, but you can't go wrong with that, man. You won't be needing nobody else to kind of take care of your stuff in the future. That will be in the detox shop, but also I have put the link below in the stand store. Okay, that's the credit crack code. Very essential document, man. So other than that, I think we've touched on everything we need to touch on today. I would likely do a video, I want to say Saturday or Sunday, because it's Tuesday now. Yeah, I might do one more. I don't know. We might go live one more time, man. We'll see how we feeling. We'll see how we feeling. But hopefully everybody's good, man. If you have a birthday in a month of April, understand you are special. Understand that. If nobody ever told you that, then Ned is telling you that you are special if you have a birthday in April. Yes. So happy birthday to you as well. And anybody that wished me happy birthday, man, I appreciate it. I love you guys, man. I appreciate it. And I am going to wrap this up. If you want to check this video out in its full, I will probably put it up on, I will leave it up on Rumble. I might snip it down and put it on YouTube just in case, man, so people can catch it. But y'all know how YouTube be, so y'all play by their rules because it's not my platform. Just somebody kindly reminded me just recently. It's not my platform. So I understand that. So, yeah, that's right. You're special, Shannon. You definitely are. Truth Bomb special for sure. Candy B. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We Aries are hard-headed. Hard-headed? I don't know if we hard-headed. We don't hard, I don't know. Okay, guys. Anyway, man, I hope everybody is well. And like I said, check back with me later in the week. I will have another video. More than likely, I will probably do a live. But if you're not getting the notifications, man, please, by all means, guys, like, subscribe, hit the Rumble channel. Like, we should be growing well over 10,000 people over there, man. We right like at 9,988, I think. Get a couple more people over there, man. We're going to break the 10,000, which will be good on Rumble. So like, subscribe on this video. Go over to Rumble, like, subscribe. And my new YouTube, I put that down in the description box. Real should be hitting all those channels today. All right. So anyway, y'all be safe. I will catch you on the next video. Man, let's do.
You know, I've been hearing rumors about those black microfibers that are kind of worm-like that move inside of those N95 masks or whatever. Sure enough, there are black microfibers on here, as you can see. Here it is, moving.
Harmful parasites, along with the secret technology, has created a toxic environment in our bodies. These harmful particles, parasites, toxins and poisons exist in the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, and the medicines we take. Detoxifying the body is critical to long-term health and is a necessity for optimal brain and organ function. To address these growing health concerns with yourself and others, visit detoxificationbypurification.com, where we specialize in treating the harmful effects caused by the integration of these harmful substances in the body by providing products that destroys the foreign organisms and disables the foreign technology meant to control you.
Sure enough, there are black microfibers on here, as you can see. Here it is, moving right now. See that? It's moving.
Thank you.